It was their image that they created of you that kept them on the right path, on the straight path. Because prior to them actually realizing that they do have love to give, they weren't necessarily living their life right. So therefore, they were making mistakes within their own life, and they realized I should, behave myself a little differently or a lot differently so that I could prepare myself for my future person, which is you. And that's how they feel about you. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. So this person in particular is someone who, they made some mistakes, They were basically just living life as ever they pleased, or however they pleased, I should say. And they realized that it wasn't really a healthy lifestyle. So they decided to change. At first, it was for themselves, but then they realized how other relationships that they actually admired, possibly through friends and family, or through just seeing it somehow in others, like other relationships, they noticed that love is something that they have to give. So not only did they start to straighten their life out for themselves, they realized that if they want to be in a healthy, loving relationship, they need to also make sure that they straighten themselves out for their future person and future family, because this person doesn't have any children, is what I'm getting for this particular person, and they want children, and they want to be the best version of themselves. So they decided to take the steps to be just that. So they saved money. They put effort into working on themselves. They began to be more mindful and aware when it came to how they spent their funds. They weren't being frivolous and mindless in their activities, because they wanted to make sure that they could be all that they need to be to have a successful future. So they know that, or they knew at the time, because this started a while ago, they knew that the change in them starts with them. They can't blame anyone else for any mistakes that could happen on this pathway that they've chosen. They're taking accountability, and they're setting themselves up for a good opportunity to be one who is considered a favorable option, a healthy option to be in a long-term relationship with. They don't want to end up encountering the person that they would consider the one for them and not be ready. They paid enough attention to examples of the type of relationship that they desire to have. I feel as though this person also took the time to speak to people that are in long-term relationships to just ask them, what did you do? How did you do it? What was the difficulty that you had throughout your relationship? This person is very mindful in thinking of ways to prepare themselves for the relationship that they desire, instead of just continuously asking for something that they're not ready for, or that they may not be ready for. So what did? They prepared themselves. This is such a responsible, loving energy that just wants to be a good man or a good woman, and is taking the proper steps to be exactly that. And I mean, who could not love that? That is wonderful. I mean, in my eyes, I think that's just absolutely marvelous. Now, if you see this energy as resonant with you, and you deem this energy as an energy that you deem as suitable to walk with you on your spiritual journey, drop it down in the comments below. 888, I declare this is my future love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyrose.org. Also, you can join the membership here on YouTube to gain access to additional content. And thanks again for listening. I'll see you in the next one.